Cleveland, Ohio, Republican. You're on Open Forum.
Well, I'd like to first say I apologize to all of America and all of Americans. I was a diehard Republican. I cannot believe I drank the Kool-Aid, okay? I am guilty. I drank the Kool-Aid of Donald J. Trump. In fact, I don't even know why we keep saying Donald J. Trump. This man is ruining the Constitution of the United States. What's going on in these southern states, Louisiana and Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, they're taking away the vote from the black man, the fight from the black people that are part of our country. They're stealing their vote. They're making it null and mean nothing. And we need to, I don't know what we need to do, but I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. I know that this country, if you see all the corruption, the billions of dollars that the Trump family is grabbing, and he says it's never about the money. It's all about the money, the lies that come out of this man's mouth. Everything he says is not true is exactly what is true. And I don't know what needs to be done, but the Democrats need to grab the helm and lead the people what we need to do. They are overwhelming the system of democracy.
Recognize the absolute necessity of taking everything the United States says with a big grain of salt, because the United States has repeatedly lied, exaggerated, fabricated, data to sustain a narrative that isn't necessarily fact-based, but more likely than not designed to, sustain the fantasy that exists in Donald Trump's world. Iran, on the other hand, has a history of being fairly accurate in what they report. And so as things stand, I would just put more weight on the narrative coming out of Iran than I would out of the narrative coming out of the United States. We have to be careful when we hear Pete Hegseth speak, because sometimes you need to focus on the lower down you get off of the podium where propaganda is spewed, and the lower you get down to communications that address the reality of the situation on the ground, the closer you are to the truth. You're not going to get the truth from the podium. You'll get the truth, closer to the ground. We have statements from Central Command saying that the U.S. Navy ships will not seek to force the Strait of Hormuz. I think that's probably the truth. We also have statements from the U.S. Navy talking to the vessels seeking to come out of the bottleneck through the Strait of Hormuz, that they should seek the southern passage, but that they need to be very careful. Remember, this is supposed to be Operation, whatever the heck they call it, Freedom Journey or whatever, where the United States is putting the weight of America behind their right to transit. And at the bottom of that, I think that it says that, the ship's captains need to, coordinate with their insurance companies and their owners to make sure that they understand the risks, that there are mines that haven't been cleaned, and that, you could be attacked by the air.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this whole thing where apparently, I was about to say Jake. That's not right. Esau basically regrets voting for DJT, and the reason why is simply because, this is something that I personally have only learned like this year, where all of these DEI and policies and laws that they made supposedly for so-called black people, like affirmative action and whatnot, they don't just benefit so-called black people, they benefit basically everyone as well, including so-called white women, which that's the insanity of it, where even white women, like the so-called white women, are benefiting from it. Like, white women are a marginalized group, all that shit, blah 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 or whatever. So then let's just push them in with the so-called black people as a whole. And then, you know, of course, we all have the Chinese, Indian, Arabians and stuff like that. Everyone fits into the whole DEI, as well as the affirmative action laws that were supposed to be for so-called black people, but apparently we are not allowed to have anything. So they just said, let's give it to everyone and stuff like that. So that's the thing about it, which kind of it's humorous to me, where you know, they have all these different things where they say, oh, we gave you this, we gave you that, and stuff like that, which by the way, giving so-called black people affirmative action after they were slaves is a spit in the face. That's not no fucking help. But I digress. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant to what I'm about to talk about, which is John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And this is the thing that's going on here, where Esau promises and says, oh yeah, we're going to stop the war. He didn't stop the war. We're going to lower gas prices, grocery prices. We're going to lower everything. We're going to make things better and stuff like that. And then lo and behold, they did not do that. And even then, with the whole Obamacare stuff, Obamacare was removed, abolished, whatever the fuck the proper term is. And, you know, things are not getting any easier in America, where even these Edomites are suffering as a result of it. And the funny thing about this is that, you know, they don't even realize, or I guess technically they kind of do realize it, or they're kind of realizing it now, but ultimately the build up to it was that they're doing it to fuck over so-called black people or minorities in general, because even with the whole deportation thing, I don't even know how true this statement is, but apparently they said that let's actually see, did Barack so yeah, he apparently Obama did a better. So Obama apparently deported people, and apparently he deported more people. Slovakia. That's pretty funny if you ask me. But yeah, so basically Obama did a better job, and you know, there wasn't a big freaking, you know, uproar when he was doing it. You know, there wasn't people suffering and complaining, saying like this is the worst thing ever and how everything's just gone to hell as a result of his policies and stuff like that. And you know, that's basically the main thing, where this devil made all those promises only to go back on those promises when, you know, when he's actually in the position to do it. And why is that? Because of course Esau, Edom, he is a liar, and he's the father of it. As he is a devil, as he's a, what's the word, descent of the devil, spawn, whatever. Let's just use the word spawn. Next, Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. Let's just start verse 2. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. So the thing here is that, number one, Esau, he destroys his people. We're objectively seeing that the people that are under Esau, Edom, Jake, as well as Edomites, they are objectively being destroyed. They're losing out on all their security and stuff like that, especially with the whole, what was it? It was food stamps as well. That was a big issue, which I heard a lot of different complaints from online. So taking that a step further, you also have that these people are basically copying and just following after DJT in the exact same like idiotic demonic mindset. They don't actually care or even comprehend the things that they're saying and doing. Is just like hypocritical, stupid, brainless, or tactless and stuff like that, or self-destructive as well, or even self-destructive in addition to all the other things I just said. Psalm 35 verse 8, let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And this is a beautiful precept, because it's basically letting you know that the destruction that let's just say metaphorically, Esau puts a trap on the ground, and then he's waiting for so-called black people to step on the trap and whatever, like a bear trap, for example. That bear trap may or may not, keyword being here, may or may not catch the intended target being the so-called black people. But basically that trap also, it doesn't just trap one person, it traps multiple people, and the people that gets hit by the trap are not only Jake but also Edomites as well. And that's basically what's going on right now, where as a result of Esau's reign, multiple people are suffering as a result of it. All right, now continuing on. So with that being said, he just basically set a trap, and the trap not only got his targets, but also got himself. All right, now continuing on, let's go to that 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And again, it's like they think, this is another thing that I forgot to say in the last precept, where they think that they're safe, and they don't realize that things are about to get worse. So in their mind they think like, oh yeah, we're safe, or I'm good, I'm fine, and all this stuff like that. But then as soon as something happens, okay, well then it's like, oh, I didn't see this coming, or I thought we were all good, and then you get the rug pulled. They get the rug pulled out from under them. All right, as a result of not understanding what's going on, and not understanding that they are the ones that not necessarily perpetuated, and saying that they did it, that's false. It's generally Esau that's putting his own people in their metaphorical blender to be put to death by their own initiatives. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18, pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. And that's basically another thing where you have this kingdom of people, this nation of people that's so proud they can't understand or comprehend the position that they're in. So as a result of that, they think, oh well, we're the greatest, we're the best, with this, that, and the third. And then unbeknownst to them, YAHAWASHI is slowly implementing his plans, which is going to slowly but surely destroy Esau, Edom. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Shalom.